guys. I got 12 o'clock. I know your time is valuable, so you'll find on our calls, which we do these training calls every month. We try to get these on time because I know how much your time is valuable, especially during tax season. So thanks so much for taking some time out today to hop on this training so I can kind of go over some best practices and just kind of some baseline. This is a new hire training, a new training meant for multi-carrier doors or any sales reps who may be newly hired. We're going to kind of cover some basics on boosts, some basics on the rate plans, the activation process, what phones you guys should have in inventory stock, kind of all that good stuff. So with that said, let me share my screen and make sure that you guys can see it. All right, can you see my screen?
We've got you.
Look at that, 44 slides of beauty, guys. Don't worry, I'll fly through them. Okay, let me get here to the beginning. Okay, so those of you who hopped on, if you don't know me, my name is Adam Peterson. I do kind of these weekly training videos for you guys each week, kind of giving you a quick hitters. And then we like to do at least once a month, at least a 30-minute format where you can sit down, have some new hire training. But these trainings are for you guys, right? So these are all customized for what you're looking for. So I guess before I really jump into stuff today, I'd like to ask you guys, what do you want to see in this training? Because hopefully I have it in there, and if I don't, I'll add it to the next training deck. But what is some stuff you guys are looking to get out of the training today? If you're on mute, you may have to hit just unmute or hit *6. Just looking for some feedback from anyone on this call. What are some things you're looking to get out of this call today?
Adam, I think it will be cool to learn some new tips, some new tricks, right?
Okay.
Maybe talk about some challenges that you've seen in the field and how some of the partners, go about overcoming these challenges.
Yep. I got some stuff on there for overcoming objections. I got that. Anything else out there that you guys are specifically needing? Now's the time to ask. Otherwise, I'm going to jump into it. Well, if you think of anything you want to put it in the chat box, feel free to add it in the chat box. We will look at that, and I want to make these as beneficial as possible for you. So if there's anything that's missed here, I want to make sure to get it addressed for you guys next time. All right, guys, so on your Elevate Sales Portal, you have your M Learning tab kind of on there. That's where I get all the information for these calls. Every time I'm putting these calls together, everything that I have access to, you guys have access to. It's all in your Elevate. So when you have that mobile learning, there are a bunch of classes on there that you guys should have taken as far as new hires. They have new hire training classes that are all self-paced and self-taught. If you don't have a star login or password, let us know or let your boost rep know, because your boost reps can create those for you. But super important, you guys knock out those training classes. We only have 30 minutes here, so I'm going to try to cram in as much as I can, but definitely want you guys to take that. I wish it was mandatory and you couldn't even sell before you take that classes. But obviously you guys can sell, so go ahead and take those trainings at your own pace. But a lot of really good stuff on there. Just want to make sure you guys knew where that resource was. And I'll send a copy of this deck out as well. If you guys need it, feel free to reach out to me. But I'll send this to your DCI reps, so they'll have a copy of this after the call as well. But this is where you have all your promo pricing, all your hot sheets, all that stuff is in your M Learning portal. So just really quick, I want to show you what that kind of looks like. So if I go to Boost M Learning here, go back.
And just to clarify, that's also called Boost U.
Yes, Boost University. Yep, exactly. So here's the hot sheet that's in here, right? So here's one thing. Here's all the prices of your phone. This is all available, and this is for you. This is also in your Elevate view as well. So let me close this up. But this is also where the promo decks are. So you can see these promo decks are always updated. The promo deck in here, it's March 18th. So this is as of 2 days ago. These are updated multiple times throughout the week. So if you guys ever have any questions about anything like price changes, you look on the 18th, there were some price changes, some closeout sales. Everything is going to be right here for you guys. So I just want to make sure you're aware of where to locate those boost resources. But I'll go over the important ones here for you. Now, a housekeeping item. And what I mean by housekeeping item is literally how you guys keep your house, right? How you keep your stores. This is kind of one of the first things I want to talk about when it comes to being a new store for Boost. Have some pride in your location. You know, we go into these stores all over the country, and there's definitely can be variance from store to store. You want your store to look and feel professional. Have it your store be a destination where people want to come back to your store. If someone goes into your store and it's cluttered and you just got boxes everywhere and there's no space for your customers to even walk through, chances are they're not going to have the best experience and they're going to go somewhere else. So make sure you take that time in doing the basics, taking the pride in your store, cleaning the front of the house, the back of the house, eliminate any clutter. If you have anything out there that doesn't look good, dust it, you know, clean your fixtures. Dust accumulates quickly, especially in wireless stores. Make sure as part of your opening and closing duties, you're just cleaning your store. These are basics, but you'd be surprised at some of the stores we walk into. You go in and you're like, wow, I can't believe you're operating a business out of here, right? We're in here to make money, be professional. So make sure your stores reflect that. Now, let's talk a little bit about the networks Boost has. Did you know that Boost Mobile has 3 major wireless providers networks available for your customers? So customers who are getting Boost, they can activate on the AT&T network, they can activate on the T-Mobile network, or they can activate on Boost's network. So you have 3 different networks for your customers. So Boost is awesome. You're getting more than just Boost. You might as well you could call it AT&T, you could call it T-Mobile, right? Obviously, we don't do that, but we can operate on their networks. So every advantage customers have on those networks, customers have on our networks, plus additional. Customers on AT&T networks can't use T-Mobile towers, they can't use Dish towers, but Boost customers can. Our customers can use 3 different networks to ensure they have the best coverage out there. Now, how do you tell what network is different from one another? Well, there's 3 different SIMs that are out there, right? And they're transitioning. So in today's world, you have white, black, and rainbow. Those white SIMs, those are transitioning to rose. Those rose ones just started rolling out, right? When you think white or you think rose, which it's going to, that's pink, your T-Mobile network. So eventually it's going to be all rose. It's going to be anything you have pink is going to be T-Mobile. It makes it really easy to remember which network that's on. The black SIMs are going to Sky. When you think Sky, think blue. The black SIMs are going to be going to blue here the next month or so. When you think blue, think AT&T network. Now, if you're a store that already happens to have SIMs and you think, whoa, do I have to get rid of my old SIMs? Nope, you don't. As long as the expiration date is good on those SIMs, then those SIMs are still good to activate. The third SIM that's out there right now is the Rainbow SIM. The Rainbow SIM is Dish's network. One of the really cool things about the Rainbow network is not only will it work on Dish's network, but it can roam on AT&T's network as well. So if you happen to be in an area where Dish doesn't have coverage, AT&T is there. Now, let me tell you a secret about the Rainbow SIM compared to the black and white SIM. And this is tested and true. It is honored but not offered kind of deal, right? So Dish's network, how they built their network, they built, if you think of data in terms of like hoses, so think of like Verizon, they have a giant tunnel for voice and they have a couple hoses for data. That's how their network is. AT&T, giant hose for their voice, smaller hoses for their data. But when it comes to Dish, they built that giant pipe for data and the smaller hoses for voice because they see the future at Dish being data, right? Data is key. Where I'm going at with that, because of the fact that Dish's network is built with data capabilities as the mainframe and voice as the secondary, customers on the Rainbow SIM on the $50 rate plan will get 100 gigabytes of high-speed data. Okay? That blows away everybody. What's in our advertising? 40 gigs, right? If you're on a black SIM or you're on a white SIM, it boosts throttles at 40 gigs. They do say unlimited because technically you do still have data, but it throttles to a 2G speed at 40 gigs, which 2G speed is basically like dial-up. It's worthless. But if a customer goes on that Rainbow SIM, they're getting 100 gigs of high speed for that same $50 price. People who have the Rainbow SIM, if you have one in your store, test it out, try it. You'll see it for yourself. You can check the data you use. You see you can get up to 100 gigs on those Rainbows without your stuff throttling down. Whereas customers on the Black SIM, they will throttle at that cap of 40. So very important differences on those data networks. Any questions on SIMs before I move forward? All right. No questions there. Let's talk rate
I have
plans.
a question.
Yes.
What
Yes.
what is rose Yeah, what is rose and pink? We don't have those
Yes.
SIM cards.
Yes. So the white SIM is transitioning to rose. So white's going away. It's going
Okay,
to be
so the
replaced by
white's
rose. Rose.
rose. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And black is going away too in the next couple months. Black's going to go to sky. Rainbow will still say rainbow. So white is rose. When you think of rose, think pink as T-Mobile. Blue or
Yeah.
sky is blue. Blue's AT&T, and then Dish Rainbow. Yep.
Okay,
Any
thanks. I
other?
appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Any other questions on
Hey,
Sims?
Adam, I'm sorry, I just noticed this, but my apologies to you and the team, but I have to say something here.
Yeah.
These callers, right? I think there might be a confusion with a different carrier here, right? These SIM callers are not transitioning to different names here. My apologies here, but we will update this slide, but I think there was a confusion with another carrier that we're selling right now. So just basically
that's
status quo: white SIM, black SIM, rainbow SIM. That's about it. Let's move on to the next slide.
Yes, and so the sky and the rose, that's just for Gen Mobile then, Robert? Is that what that is?
Yes, that is correct. That is correct.
Okay, well, for those of you that sell Gen, you have the change. So for you guys, and this is slides edited now, so this is edited, corrected immediately. So when this sends out, you won't have that. You'll have just basically white is T-Mobile network, black is AT&T network. If you're doing Gen Mobile as well as Boost, which for you guys on this call that are doing Boost, if you have interest in doing Gen Mobile, you can absolutely do that. I am not covering Gen Mobile on this call, but you are able to sell Gen Mobile if you want to, and we can definitely do a call on that. So if that's something that you want to do in your store and you're not doing today, please let us know. We can make that happen. All right.
Hey, Adam.
Yes.
This is Mohammed with US Mobile. My team's getting kicked off the call again and again. Is there a particular reason? Are they doing something wrong? Or
No.
a couple of people keep getting kicked off. They just send a message in the team chat.
Robert, any idea why that would happen? I mean, we got 32 in the meeting. No one's.
We have no restrictions on the number of participants on this call, so I'm not sure what's happening there. But Mo, there's a good news here. We are recording this call as well, so we can provide a link to a recording after this to your team.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you. All right. So yeah, simple that. White T-Mobile, black AT&T, rainbow Dish. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right. So let's talk rate plans. On your guys' posters, you'll see $25, $50, $60 plans advertised. When you go into the sales system, you'll see 30, 55, 65. Some of the first questions is, wait, what? How come I'm not seeing the $50 plan out there, right? Well, that $50 plan shows up, or the $25 plan shows up when you're in your activation screen and you click on the customer will enroll in auto pay. When it comes to auto pay, if this was my store, this is, I call it the assumption close. I basically am just going to ask the customer what debit or credit card you want your payments to come out of each month. And I'm going to assume they're going to want it because I'm doing what's best in their interest. Why am I doing what's best in their interest? I'm saving them $9 per month. And if my bill is going to go down by $9 per month on wireless, that's pretty significant savings. How does that work? Well, instead of paying $55, for example, on a $50 plan, they're paying $50. So there's $5 right now. And then when a customer comes to pay the bill in your store, there's a $4 service fee. So that's waived as well. So that's $9 a month the customer saves by having an auto pay. When you position it that way, you're going to see those auto pay rates go up to 80%. Now, I don't think you're ever going to be at 100 because some customers don't want money coming out of their accounts. But the goal that Boost has 40-45% for auto pay is too low, right? You should be above 50% easy, on auto pay. Doesn't matter what region you're in, because I have some of the hardest doors in the hardest areas of the south side of Chicago that have bulletproof glass, they have a really rough base, and they're able to do auto pay, right? So when dealers tell me you can't do it around customers in my area, that's an excuse. It's not true. When dealers tell me customers will give me an ID because Boost requires ID for good phone pricing, you may have one customer in a blue moon that won't do that, but your customers will. Again, when I get excuses from dealers, not in my area, baloney, right? Because again, there's so many doors we have, those doors that are in just as tough areas as anywhere. The worst areas of Philly, the worst areas of Chicago, the worst areas of Englewood, anywhere these dealers are at, the ones that really push it succeed. The ones that don't, it's a cop out, right? So get your IDs and do your best for auto pay. Now, if 50%, that's 1 out of 2. I think you can get above that. but the savings to the customer is pretty significant. There's a lot of rate plans out here, but your bread and butter is your 50. All right. So what you guys should be selling all day is that $50 rate plan, or what I say is I don't even say 50, I say 58, because I'm going to assume I'm also putting device protection on there. And device protection for a phone below $500 is $8 per month. If the SRP is above $500, it jumps up to 12 for the next threshold. But it's only $8. So I'm going to say for the customer, it's unlimited talk, text, data plus protection. That's $58 a month. Sound good? The customers are going to say yes. And that's how I'm going to position that plan for a one-line deal. That's assuming I don't qualify. It's a two-line deal, in which case we'll go into the payment plans in just a minute. Now, if you're doing BYOD, there's a great option at that $25 plan, because in order to get discount pricing on a lot of the phones, you got to go on a rate plan $40 or higher, right? So that $25 plan, I'm not selling it unless it's a BYOD customer. I don't, a $25 plan, I can get a customer on a 50 pretty good, or on an add-a-line for 30, because $30 is the cost of an add-a-line. The $25 unlimited plan, its value is awesome. Why am I not super excited about it? Because it doesn't make as much money for you guys, right? So I want to sell the plans that are going to make you guys as much money. Could I sell a $25 plan all day? Sure, I could. I choose not to, because I want to sell what's going to make the most profits, and I'm much more profitable selling the $50 plan and above. But those customers that are BYOD, this is an easy sale. For any of you guys who happen to be on a zero selling list, if you don't have a phone in stock and you have a SIM card in stock, my challenge to you, in the next couple of days, over this weekend, we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, in the next 3 days, get a BYOD out on the $25 plan. That's with autopay. If they don't want to do autopay, it's $30. Still a really low price, right? But if a customer wants to have their bill autopay, they don't need an ID, obviously, in this scenario, because it's BYOD, right? So the customer wants to do BYOD autopay $25 and 30 gigs of data. Is that something you guys think you can do? I take your non-response as a yes. Yes, you absolutely can do that, right? So $50 plans are bread and butter. Yes, we have the 60 as well. If you're really talking about profit, what's the big difference in the $50 and $60 plan? Well, the difference is you're getting 10 more gigs of high speed. But remember, I gave you that cheat code. I gave you that cheat code on that $50 plan, Rainbow SIM. That applies to the 60 as well, just for your knowledge. This isn't something that the 100 gigs of data, this isn't something that we necessarily are advertising to our customers at Boost. But again, it's just for your knowledge, and you'll see it for your customers. But package-wise, like if you're on a black SIM card, the $60 plan goes to 50 gigs, and it's only 40 gigs on the $50 plan. And you're also getting more hotspot included on that as well. But 50 is your bread and butter. 50 is where we eat, or 58 with a device protection is where you're going to eat all day long. If you look at us compared to our competitors, Boost is the best deal out there. And when it comes to like having IDs, all the companies require it now. So Metro is requiring IDs, Cricket, Total, everyone's requiring driver's license for your customers. That changed a year and a half ago, maybe close to 2 years ago. That changed in the wireless industry because fraud was rampant. The customers would buy Boost. Next month, they would switch to Metro. Next month, they would switch to Boost. They would keep porting, and getting these phones for free, which killed profitability for dealers, because you weren't getting paid on those months 2, 3, 4, and beyond, and killed profitability for the company, because if you think about it, they're giving some of these phones away to a customer for free, but they had to pay the outright price, right? You guys are paying the outright price, so that they lost that much money giving that device for free, counting on that customer to stay with Boost long term. They don't stay with Boost long term if they're fake customers switching from one customer to another. So I just want to give you the whys. Why does Boost ask for ID now? Why do these other companies ask for it? That's why, because customers were gaming the system fraudulent like crazy. This helps eliminate that. Make sure your customers are more legit. They're going to stick with you longer, which is going to help your third month retention and beyond, and helps those residuals and helps the cash flow for your business. But if you look at Boost compared to Cricket, our 2-line deal right now is $80. You look at Cricket with Metro, you're at 100, you're at 50, or you're at what? More expensive with Total, more expensive with Cricket. No one can touch the offers that we have for Boost. And if you have 4 lines that are getting them at the same time, Boost actually has a 4 for 100 offer, which I'll cover in just a second. So again, the prices per line. Let's talk add-a-lines, right? So I gave you the individual lines. Let's talk 4 for 100, or if a customer is doing a multi-line deal. Start with your bread and butter, your 50. You see line 2 on a $50 plan is $30, so 2 for 80. Line 3, another $30. So 80 plus 30 would be 110, 3 for 110. Then that line 4, you get a significant discount, only $10. So to go from line 3 to line 4, your bill only goes from 110 to 120. How do you attack this? Well, existing customers. If you have any existing customers that are coming into your store, ask them how many lines they have. If they have 2 lines of service, they can add a line for only $30, or they could add 2 lines extra for only $40. If they have 3 lines of service, if you happen to be in any scenario where a customer has 3 lines of service, it's such a great pitch. Hey, you have 3 lines. Is there any family who might need to add a line? You can get that for only $10 extra a month. Even if they say, no, there's actually only 3 of us in our household, that would be a great deal. Well, you could suggest, what about like as a landline or an emergency cost for your phone? Most people have cut their landlines these days. So for $10, you can have an emergency phone in your house that you could use as a home phone number. In case anything ever happened, you have that point of contact. Give them that option because it's such a low price. Now, if customers come in at the same time, they qualify on the 4-for-100 offer. This is awesome. This has to be a port in and done the same day. If it's not a port in done the same day, always think the top line on this scenario: 50 line 1, 30 line 2, 30 line 3, 10 line 4. That is assuming auto pay. Without auto pay, it's $5 more on all of those. That's why you'll see the second line below it says without auto pay, or it's 55 for line 1, 35 line 2, 35 line 3, 15 line 4. Essentially, you're adding $5 more for all of those if you're not in auto pay. Again, showing the importance of having customers in auto pay and the savings they're going to get. Now, if they poured in at the same time, how it works is 50 line 1, 30 line 2, but those lines 3 and 4 are only $10 each. So if you have someone porting in at least 2 lines at the same time, if they're porting in, porting in getting 2 phones, porting in at least 1. If they're porting in at least 1 line, getting 2 phones or more, pitch that 3rd line. That 3rd line's only $10. Pitch that 4th line. That 4th line's only another $10. So it's important for you to know how these add lines work and what scenarios you can pitch them. The 4-for-100 is only if they come in at the same time. Otherwise, you're going to go 50 for line 1, 30 line 2, 30 line 3, 10 line 4. Again, assuming auto pay. Any questions about the family plans with Boost? No questions. I'll keep moving. Okay. Can I have a successful Boost mobile dealership by selling only SIM cards? Then I put Genmo testimonial. I put in here, knowing this call wasn't about Genmo, because I wanted to talk about it for a second. Can you? Yes, you can, but it's difficult, right? It's difficult. If you want to be a SIM dealership, you better be pushing the crap out of that $25 plan and have the inventory. The difficult part is having the inventory. A lot of dealers, they'll want to be SIM dealers only, but they don't have the inventory. They don't have iPhones or anything in to give customers. That makes it very hard, almost impossible. If you happen to have a steady supply of used phones that you get in, okay, then you can make that work. But that's few and far between. You have to be a very strong dealership that is getting the business flowing and you're used to selling those to make that model work. Genmo testimonial. What I wanted to talk about here was the difference that we had. GenMobile is a new brand. I told you guys you could all sell that GenMobile if you want to. Dish owns it. Boost owns GenMobile. And multi-carrier doors can sell it, but exclusive Boost stores can't. GenMobile only was a SIM card product when it launched, which is as of the last couple of years ago. It's new, right? So when it launched, it was only SIM cards. We had dealers across the country selling it as a SIM card only. Once phones became available for dealers to order for GenMobile, everyone was doing it as SIM card only. We saw the sales numbers. Once those customers were able to get GenMobile physical devices, sales numbers shot up, right? You go and say sales numbers almost tripled, right? From what we were doing, sales numbers almost tripled by having devices. That just speaks to the importance of how successful your store can be with a SIM card versus how successful your store can be with physical devices. 3 times the sales projected if you have physical devices in your store versus SIM cards. That's just a fact. So can you be successful by selling SIM cards? I hope you can, but it's very tough. I really recommend you get devices. So let's talk promo pricing and inventory, right? There's a lot of phones out there. You guys just need to focus on a few. The Moto G 5G 2024, that was great. That's out of stock now, right? Don't worry about that. What I want you guys to focus on: Moto G Stylus 24, iPhone 13, Samsung A15, Samsung A16. 4 phones I want you guys to focus on. Why these have the best offers, and they go all the way through April 10th. So if you don't have these in stock, order them today. You'll have them in. You got over a month to sell them. Plenty of time. And I'll go over the price points on them. They're very affordable for you guys to get. So Moto G Stylus 2024, that's available on the $40, $50, $60 rate plan. If the customer ports in, it's free. If it's a non-port, just a new line, it's $49.99. And if it's an upgrade, qualified upgrade, $25. So this one has a special on upgrades. Usually your upgrade customers don't get as good pricing as a new customer gets. This time it's actually better. So this is rare, right? Only $25 for your existing customers to upgrade. So anyone coming into your store, you should check, see are they eligible for an upgrade, and pitch them a Moto G Stylus 24. If the customer doesn't need an upgrade, you see this has a special on add-a-lines that Moto G Stylus is only $19.99 on an add-a-line. So if a customer only has one line of service, hey, are you here to pay a bill today? No, I just here, or they come in your store, hey, are you here for our promos? They say, no, I'm just here to pay a bill. Pivot that into a sale. Oh, that's awesome. We actually have a promotion for our bill payment customers today. You can add a line of service and get a Moto G Stylus 24 for only $19.99. Is there anyone in your family who might need a line of service? You know, ask that for your payment customers, and you might get an add-a-line sale out of it. Sales is a numbers game. You pitch it to 100 customers, you're going to get 5 or 6 yeses, right? Pitch it to 200, now you double. Now you got 12 sales, right? Sales is just a numbers game. Pitch it every customer every time. Now, the iPhone 13, yes, it's expensive to stock, but man, you guys, multi-carrier doors were begging for iPhones October, November, December, and they couldn't get them because technically they say AR multi-carrier doors can't get iPhones. But sometimes when inventory is good, they kind of look the other way and they let you guys get some iPhones. And the iPhone 13 is one of those phones where you guys can stock up right now. So you can get an iPhone. So all those months you were asking you can't get them, now it's here. And now some people say, oh, it's too expensive. Well, keep in mind, when you buy a phone and you sell it, you get reimbursed within 7 business days. So and that's being lenient, right? Really, it's like 4 or 5. 7 is giving you plenty of time. It's less than that. So if you buy an iPhone 13 and you think you can sell it in a couple of days, within a week, you're going to get that money reimbursed. So I want to make sure that's clear to you guys. But that is only $49.99 on a port. That is so easy to sell. An iPhone 13, $49.99 on a port, $199 for a non-port, $199 on an upgrade. And it's actually, for those customers, that's $49.99 on a port. It's actually free after those bill credits because they're going to get a $5 credit every month until they get that $50 covered. So essentially making that phone completely free for your customers. So I highly recommend you get that. And then the other two, the Samsung A15 and A16, those are on you have to go on a $50 plan on those. So keep in mind the rate plans, know the requirements. It has to go a $50 plan or higher. But that's free on port for both of those. The A15 is free for new customers not porting over. So a customer comes in, they want the cheapest phone out your door. You can get a Samsung A15, a new number for free, right? Awesome. Upgrades $15. Stock it up. Samsung A16, $56 plan. That's free on that. And then $25 on non-port, $25 on upgrades. So awesome promotions for these guys. So those are the phones that you guys need to have in stock, and I'll touch more on that in just one second. But those are the major key players. There's on that device hot sheet, there are 50 phones listed. I want you guys to focus on 4. I want you to focus on the Moto G Stylus 24, focus on the iPhone 13, focus on the Samsung A15, focus on the Samsung A16. That's it. Become an expert in 4 devices. Give wow factors on 4 devices. We don't have time for me to do that on this call, but I'll put them together on that because you need to give wow factors on what you're stocking to help sell these to customers. So what about customers that come in without an ID? Well, customers that come in without an ID, they could get a non-port option, a Samsung A23 at $79.99, right? So honestly, you can see they want customers to get IDs. The lowest price a customer comes in, if they don't want any ID, you can get a Samsung A23 for $79.99, but it has to be on the $60 plan. So very important. That customer can only get that without ID, showing the importance of customers having IDs. Okay, so what should I order? Well, I just covered it for you, and here's what you're looking at, right? So you need 2 of each of these, right? You need 2 of each of these because why? You're never going to assume a 1-line sale. You want to be able to sell at least 2 lines for everything, right? So you don't want to have just 1 because what if a customer wants 2 of that model? So you got to go at least 2 of whatever you get. So if you can't do all these, get at least 2 of the ones you're going to order. But 2 Moto G Stylus 24, that's $269.99 is your outright price. So not too bad. Free on port, 99 cents new, 99 cents upgrade. 2 of those are going to cost you $539.98. Samsung A15s, that's only $164.99. This one, this one's only $25 right now for a non-CIP. So no drive, this was not on the other page, right? So this is a new promo in blue here. For customers without ID, this phone is so key because not only is it low price for you guys, $164.99, it's the lowest price for you guys. There's no phone lower. It's free on port, and it gives us a 64 gig version. Free on non-port, 15 on upgrade, and for customer without ID, it's only $25. So the 64 gig is only $25 for non-CIPs, right? So get a couple of those. Samsung A16, low price again, $199.99 SRP. That's low, 40 free with port, $25 new with driver's license, $25 upgrade. Super low price. Then iPhone 13s, this is where I'm asking to splurge a little bit. They're $629.99. I know it's a little bit higher cost, but $49.99 after port, after bill is huge. Why? Okay, let's walk through a scenario for an iPhone. A customer wants to come in. You can offer them two iPhone 13s, or two iPhone 13s. So that'd be $100 out the door. Two iPhone 13s plus first month of service for $200 out the door. What's the math on that, right? Put in your social media. Two iPhone 13s plus first month of service, $199.99. Blast in your social media. What's the math on that? Your phones cost you $100. The rate plans cost you $80. So now you're at $180. Then you're charging $20 for the setup fee. That gets you to $200. So you're waiving $15 of that setup fee, right? Because normally the setup fee is $35. But you're giving a compelling offer to drive your customers in. I'm giving you a cheat code here, right? Get some of these in stock. And then put on your Facebook page, two iPhone 13s first month of service, $199.99. You're going to give you another best practice here. If you don't have these in stock, still put that on your Facebook advertising. Why? Because if that customer contacts you, don't worry, we just sold out. We got an order coming. They're coming the next day. Then place your order, right? Or get a deposit from them. Get a deposit. Tell them, no problem. We just sold out. Let me get your deposit, and then we'll have an order. You'll get them the next day from DCI. 2 days max, right? So next day shipping, 2 days max. Factor in the weekends. Those are business days. But those iPhones, if you put on social media two iPhone 13s and first month for $199, you're gonna sell them. People are gonna come in and get them. I promise. I promise. Dealers are doing this and they're having great success. Also, you need to have SIM cards. The SIM cards are $225 each, but you can't just order one SIM card. They come in stacks of 20. So you got to get your SIM cards. You have to, right? So your black, let me edit that again, take out the word sky. Your black SIM cards and your rainbow SIM cards. I didn't put white SIM cards on here for a reason. That's because the white network, we're trying to go away from it. T-Mobile's network. So it is still there. It will still work if you have it. If you're in an area that has T-Mobile coverage, then get it. Otherwise, your system is going to recommend rainbow or black for majority of your customers. The system will always recommend what SIM is in the best coverage area for them. So unless you're in an area that doesn't have any AT&T coverage and it only has T-Mobile coverage, I advise you stay away from the white SIM cards. Focus on your rainbow and black. Okay, so your total cost, a total inventory order. If I want two Samsung Moto G Style 2024, rather, two Samsung A15s, two Samsung A16s, two iPhone 13s, 20 rainbow SIM cards, 20 black SIM cards, I'm looking at $26,1992. That's what your investment is. So if you really want to be successful and you want, hey, Adam, what do I need for my store to get up and running and see these sales start flowing? Initial investment of $26,19, so about $2,500, right? If the iPhones, hey, that's a little too high for me. That's a little rich for my blood. I can't afford that. Understandable. Without the iPhones, $1,359.94. And you can still, like I said, still offer the iPhones, still pitch the iPhones. Just do it in the way where you're going to order them as the customers come in and give you that deposit to help free up your cash flow. So without iPhones, $139 or $1,359.94. Any questions when it comes to the suggested inventory order? All right. Okay, I know we're over, guys. If you got to bail, but I'm going to keep pushing through because I got a lot of good stuff in here that I want to make sure I cover with you up. And I'll go over as much as I can as quickly as I can. How do I get information from XYZ company if the customer is porting over? This is a hot off the press as Robert sent to us this morning, so I've made sure to throw it in this deck for you guys. It doesn't have every company, so I'll continue to build this, but there's some really good stuff in here. So I did put the link on top of this presentation that has every one of these listed, and then I put a couple of them in here that I know you guys are going to need. So when new dealers doing the first sale, they get that first port in, they're like, all right, and it's like, oh wait, it's asking for your number for Cricket, right? Well, yes, so you do have to have information from every customer they're porting over. So here's a cheat sheet on where to find your information. So for example, for Cricket, they're going to need their account number. The account number can be found on the online account or by contacting Cricket's number, and the care number is listed there. And then you're going to need a porting pin. The authorization ID was set up when the customer set up their account. If they don't remember it, they can call the 800 number listed here for assistance. With T-Mobile, it tells you how to get their port-in PIN, how to get your account number. For Verizon as well, so I have those in there, and it has other companies' information to find those pins to make those port overs as easy as possible. So that is included for you in this deck. Now, talked about, I had in here, how do I add inventory? Elevate has a call every Monday. If you guys are not experts on Elevate, I am not either. So I feel you. There's calls on Monday we can all join that will cover your Elevate inventory process with the Elevate team. So definitely recommend you guys hop on those calls. But real quickly, the steps that you guys need to know off the bat is, one, configure your taxes. It's pretty difficult. If you need to do it, reach out to me. I'll put you in touch with Robert. Robert's an expert. He's helped out so many of my partners configure their taxes. He's really good at it. So if you guys need help configuring your taxes, that's step one. You can't do anything until that's done. Reach out ASAP. Let me just pause right here. Is there anyone on this call right now that does not have their taxes configured in Elevate?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
who's
we
that?
don't. This is D with SeaWorld Satellites. Well, we configured it. It's just when we go into the cash register and we try to start a sales flow, it comes back and tells us our taxes aren't configured.
I know exactly
I can
what you're
help you
talking
with
about.
that. Just text your number in the chat and I'll give you a call after this call.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, so I followed Elevate's deck because I had a new dealer and I wanted to do this with, because I know you guys are going through this. So I followed Elevate's deck, and there's a step missing when you configure your taxes. We have to check a box that selects your location, because the exact same problem you had happened to me when I followed their book, because they're missing a step. So Robert will get you hooked up on that, and they are correcting that as well. But yes, so thanks for that feedback. Anyone else having any issues? Okay, well, that's good to hear. Only one. We'll take that. Very good. So this is kind of, once you have your taxes configured, this is the steps to add inventory. I'll kind of breeze through this because this would have been emailed to you guys from Elevate. So you do have these step-by-step directions that are in your inbox from Elevate already. But basically, once you log in there, you're going to go click on the inventory box icon on the top, then click on receive inventory. You have to select the vendor, select Boost Mobile, then you have to select Receive Express. That's if you'll see your purchase order in there if you have the paid version of Elevate. If you don't have the paid version of Elevate, I believe you manually will have to enter in your phones. Step 2, to add SIM cards to your stock, the lookup field, you can scan the SIM barcode and then indicate the quantity you have. Very important, you got to hit post. So once you enter it in here, you can see they have the lookup field. They have the Boost T-Mo SIMs in there. They have the quantity of 10 in there. You got to hit post, not save draft, but post in the top left to actually get that inventory in your Elevate. I wanted to make sure I called that out. And then to add devices to your stock, you can use the lookup field to scan the device barcode and then indicate the quantity you have. You want to scan each device IMEI and hit OK and then hit post. Again, this is if you don't have the purchase order that's going to automatically have them loaded in there with the paid version of Elevate. And if you guys don't have the paid version of Elevate, little FYI ad, it is $40. It gives you a bunch of extra functionality. You can have more users, you get more reporting, and they'll help you out basically. Hold your hand and walk you through anything you need, which they don't do with the free version. So I want to make sure you guys are aware of that. And then guided sales flow. What can you do in the guided sales flow, which is Elevate? What can you do in the guided sales flow versus what do you have to call in to care for? So in Elevate, you can activate new lines. You can bring your own devices. You can do your port-ins. You can take your payments. You can resubmit a port-in. You can do add-a-lines. You cannot activate SIMs from national retail. If you have a phone that came in from Walmart or from Best Buy, you will not be able to activate those. You need to contact care. If a customer wants to restart their plan, they're in the middle of a cycle, Elevate can't do that. You would have to you basically have to pay and start over for the month. If they need to do a SIM swap on the same network, they can contact care. If they need to swap SIM device, that's going to be contact care. Other care things would be a change of address, change of a PIN, removing extras, or removing device protection. Those are all things that cannot be done in the app, but can be done through care. Removing device protection, let me touch on this real briefly as well. Device protection, $8. I'm putting it on every customer's phone. If it's an iPhone and it's $12, I'm putting $12 on it. Every phone's leaving my store device protection. Why? Because they can take it off later, but they can never add it later. So when they leave my store, I want to make sure their phone's protected. If they leave my store, that phone's not protected, they drop it, it breaks, no problem. I'll switch to Cricket and get another free phone. Whereas if I go to Boost, Boost can say, sorry, you don't have insurance. That phone you just got for free is going to cost you $600, right? The customers will leave all day. That's why insurance or device protection is so important to your customers. And you notice I like to call it device protection. That's just because of the power of words in sales, right? People love to have their phone protected, but they don't want to pay for insurance. Even though it's the same thing, just it sounds better to the ear, makes you more likely to say yes, a buying behavior. Do you want unlimited talk, text, data plus protection? Sound good? Yes, it does. Your bill is $50. You want to pay $8 extra for insurance? No, I don't, right? That was the same thing said two different ways. One gets a yes, one gets a no. Where I was going with that, removing device protection. I'm going to add it immediately because month 2, when your customer comes back in, say, you know what? You have this device protection on there. I don't want it. It was $8. I don't want it. When you call care, they don't have to completely remove it. They can drop it down to a version that only costs $2, $3, where it doesn't cover everything, but it'll cover lost, stolen, destroyed. So you can't sign a customer up for that low version. That's basically a save version. So if a customer comes in and they want to drop insurance month 2, I'm still not going to drop them and say, let's call care, see what we can do. They'll get offered to drop down to a 2 or 3 version, which doesn't cover everything, but covers lost, stolen, destroyed. Any questions on device protection or guided sales flow? Okay, no questions there. And then next, I just mentioned that webinar that they have every week for Elevate. I included this in here just so you guys would have it. So they do have that in English and Spanish every Monday at noon Eastern time. So that'd be 11 Central time for you guys to hop on. All right, now, again, we're at 12:42. If you guys are still on, I'll just keep going. So best practices to increase your new activations. We're slow, guys. Well, we're not slow in general. Actually, in Texas, and we're go, but new doors are slow, right? New doors don't have that ramp up yet. If you're a new AR door, we're slow because customers aren't yet aware that you're in there selling Boost. So we need to ramp. We need to ramp up and get some sales rolling. So this is best practices to help you do that. I gave you one already. I gave you the iPhone one, right? 2 iPhones, first month of service, $199.99. Awesome one. Get it on social media. If your store doesn't have a social media page, make that a to-do item today. If your store doesn't have a Facebook page, get one created. If your store doesn't have an Instagram page, get one created. If your store doesn't have a TikTok page, yes, TikTok. Kids do it. I hate it. Kids do it. Kids look at it. Get a TikTok page, all right? Get these social media pages for your store and be active on them. Put offers on there multiple times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't care if you're rotating through the advertisement Boost has, put something off there. But you can also put compelling offers like the iPhone I just said. Here, I'll give you some more. So this was around iPhone 15, similar. We don't have iPhone 15s at this channel, so let me actually take this slide out of that deck. This is a good practice if you can get them. Same thing as what I told you guys with the iPhone 13s. So let's just tweak that. Let's just do 13. iPhone 13. $49.99. So 2 iPhone 13s under $200. The same thing holds true. Whether it was the 15 offer or 13 offer, it's the same concept, guys. So 2 iPhone 13s under $200. Like, fantastic. Promote it on your social media. But what do people love on TikTok? Short 5-second bursts. 2 iPhone 13s, $199.99 plus first month of service. Boost Mobile at 123 Main Street. Come see us now before we run out. That's it. That's it, post. So make sure that's out there. You can see here in this example said, attention Boost Nation, celebrate the holidays with the gift guarantee to bring you close together with your loved ones. Don't miss out. Contact us today. Get the best iPhone offer in the industry at Boost Mobile. Get 2. That's right, 2 iPhone 13s for $200. Send us a message to schedule your appointment today. Why is this so awesome, right? Because you're building a lead funnel too. So sending us a message, you're going to get interactions. You post stuff on your Facebook messaging boards. The people are going to be reaching out to you. They're going to be interacting. You're going to get messages saying, hey, yeah, I'm interested. So if the cost on these was prohibited to you, now you know, okay, I got customers coming in. I'm going to be able to sell these quickly, right? So now you can feel a little easier about putting that money out for those iPhones. Another one, positioning our promos, turn incoming calls into sales. There was a DCI weekly training call on this a couple of video. I'm not going to play it for you guys now. If you don't follow us on YouTube, look up Debit Connections Incorporated or DCI weekly training tips. You might be able to find it there. And like and subscribe because we do put out like good stuff for you guys all the time. That one's on there. It's basically when a customer calls your store, is no matter what they're calling for, hey, thanks for calling Boost over at 123 Main Street. Are you calling about our $50 iPhone promo? You know, just something generic. You're giving a pitch. Oh, no, I was just wondering how late you guys are open. Oh, well, we're open till 6. Do you have Boost right now? Just curious. Yeah, I do. Oh, awesome. How many lines do you have? Just one. Okay, cool. So cool. Well, I just want to let you know also we have an add-line promotion. You can get a $200 phone for as low as $19.99. If you and your family needs to add line of service, we got a Samsung available for you as well. You know, give a pitch. Always pitch a promo. Whenever a customer calls your store, pitch a promo. Whenever a customer walks into your door, pitch a promo. Never clerk a payment. A clerk works at a gas station. You give them your products, you give them your chips, your snacks, whatever. They ring you up, send you out the door. When I see sales reps just ring a customer up and send them out the door, it's my #1 pet peeve because we just missed out on such an opportunity to pitch our whole suite of products to our customers. And it was lazy, right? Like the bottom line, bro. Don't tell me, oh, I see our customers. I know he was just going to pay a bill. You know, he's just going to pay a bill. What did he do last night? I don't know. You don't know what he did last night? Okay, so you don't know what's going on in that customer's life. Just because he paid his bill last month, didn't need an ad line, doesn't mean things changed. Again, you're in sales. You got to have that dog mentality. You got to be hungry. You got to be out there pitching to every customer. All right. Now let's talk about overcoming objections. So a customer tells you, oh, I don't really have money today for to buy a phone, right? What if I told you I can get you out the door for under $10? Would you buy a phone? Well, you can give me the phone for $10. Yeah, I'd buy a phone. You can give me a door for under $10. Perfect. Robert, which one of these do we like more? Acima or Progressive? I forget which one that we've had the best experience with.
Progressive is the one that we're promoting now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let me get Acima off here. They're trash. Okay, so, well, they're not trash if you have them. I shouldn't say that. I take it back. I was a little hasty. Progressive is awesome. I'll say it that way. Progressive's awesome. Acima works too. Progressive is option for you that's had a lot of success for our doors, right? Where you can lease with Progressive. We could do a whole call on this. Is this the first you guys have heard about leasing options with Boost? Or have you heard about this before? There's a question for you guys on the call. Have you guys heard about leasing with Progressive with Boost or no?
No.
No. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put together a whole call on that. I think it needs a whole call because it's pretty involved, but we'll get information out to you guys to get you signed up with Progressive. And essentially, what it does is it runs credit on your customers. So it does run credit. Not everyone's approved, but a lot of people are that you wouldn't think are. Where customers get approved, and they pay monthly fees. And what's really nice is you can put everything on there and roll it into one fee where they're paying basically $10 and it just finances it. So really cool stuff that's available for you. It's a whole call on its own, but I want you to know it is available. Great way to overcome objections that get customers at a very, very low price point for Progressive. What's nice is if the customer decides to leave, switch, or whatever, doesn't matter for you. You got your money. You're not looking at any chargebacks. Progressive handles all that. So you're paid as a dealer, so it's very, very sweet. Okay. Next, I kind of want to talk about bundle selling. Bundle selling, when you're selling a phone, never assume that one-line sale. You always want to assume a 2-line sale. So this example is iPhones, or iPhone 15s, but it can be iPhone 13s. It can be Samsung. No matter what it is, always bundle sell. The point of this slide here is when you sell it to your customer, if you can get an out-the-door pricing, you're gonna get so much credibility. So in the example I have here, which is an iPhone 15, a bad example for this call. I should have had an iPhone 13 example. This is an old slide, so I got to update this. But let's say you guys did have an iPhone 15. Essentially, if you can tell a customer unlimited talk, text, data plus protection, your first month service is going to be $276.38. That's out the door, including tax, everything, your case, and your screen protector. If you can give them that bundle, you're going to have great credibility. And the thing is, it's a lot easier than it sounds because you only have to figure out 3 or 4 bundles, right? Because I told you to focus on 3 or 4 devices. So put together some bundles, include what the tax is in your area, the phone, the first one to service, a case, a screen protector, right? Give them that out the door pricey today with tax. Customers love that. Oh yeah, today that iPhone is, it's $49.99, right? That's our porting price on it right now. It's an awesome price for the phone. Your out the door price, well, you're gonna have unlimited talk, text, data, plus protection, your case, your screen protector. Your first month plus your setup, you're gonna be looking at $276.38. Sound good? All right, which debit or credit card do you want this to come out of? And then your monthly bill, which is only going to be that $68 per month or $72 if it was this customer, a $6 rate plan plus $12 plus protection. The $72 per month will come out of your bill. Which debit or credit card do you want that to come out of? You get the picture there. You give them that bundle selling price to your customers, that walking out the door price. Figure it out for your store. Make a cheat sheet. Tape it up on your screens, on your computers. Have it there readily accessible. Your customers love it, right? It makes you look really, really good. And then you want to have a everyday sales approach. Boost is creating a new one right now. They're just rolling it out. The one that I came up on was called Gurus, right? Which is greet your customers, understand what they're looking for, give them a recommendation, and upsell. Kind of just having a sales process ensures that you can inspect what you expect with your sales reps. Are they doing these things? Are they maximizing your opportunities? Are they doing that greeting? The customer walks in. Are they getting up, walking up from around the counter, greeting them on the sales floor? Hey, welcome to Boost. Are you here for our promos? I use that corny greeting because it works. No matter what they say, they could say to me, no, I'm just here to pay a bill. That's great. We have promotion for our bill payment customers. They could say to me, oh yeah, what promotions do you have going on? Because everyone likes a promo. Then I can pitch them. Well, what company are you with right now? Metro or Cricket? Then I'm going to see, is this a porting promo I'm going to pitch them or an Adeline promo? Or if they say, yeah, I see whatever promo you have on your walls. Yeah, I see this promo is what I came in for. So it doesn't matter what they walk in your door for. Are you here for our promos? Is a conversation starter. That's why I say it. I know it's corny. It's a conversation starter. It basically starts open-ended questions where I can start dialogue and understanding, asking those qualifying questions. What did you like or dislike about your previous provider? How did you use your phone on a typical day? What do you use it for the most? How many people in your family need a device? Right? Those are questions you want to ask. And never assume that one-line sale. It's a really bad habit. When I secret shop stores, if I get lucky enough to come out to one of your stores, and the first time, I never like to introduce myself until I shop like a customer, not to catch anyone being bad. I'm not Boost Police. I'm here to help you guys make money. My job is to make you guys money, right? That's it. Not to be Boost Police, not to catch you guys doing something you're not supposed to. It's to help see what really happens in your store so I can coach to it, right? So I can help improve your skills. And what I see all the time is I go into a store and I'll tell them, yeah, I'm looking for a device. And I'll tell them I'm with Metro. They do 2 things. They assume I'm going to want a free phone without qualifying, and they assume a one-line deal. They don't ask me how many people. So even if they get to the phone, say they get to the phone I want, they give me the phone, they give me the recommendation. They say, okay, here you go. Okay, what's my price today? They give me my price. A lot of times they're not including device protection. They're not bundling. They're saying the $50 price for the rate plan. And they're assuming one line. They're not even asking you. So I'll even go as far as say, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Then they'll go ring me up or start the process of ringing me up before I say, okay, stop. My name's Adam Peterson. I was just doing a role play. I'm with DCI, right? I stop them before they start doing anything. But I just want to make sure they aren't going to pitch me out of lines. And they don't. A long way to say, never assume a one-line sale. All right, so once you've asked those qualifying questions, ask minimum 3. Don't, if there's not less than 3 qualifying questions, you haven't qualified, right? But three is my bare bones minimum. It should be 5 or more. Minimum 3 qualifying questions. Then you're going to recommend. So based on what you told me, I recommend unlimited talk. I recommend you go with the iPhone 13 with unlimited talk, text, data plus protection. And and then we take this off. This is old auto pay. Oh, with autopay device protection is only $3. That's because doing the math of autopay, right? You're saving that $5 a month. That's what that is referencing. So instead of $8, because autopay, instead of having the plan 55, it's 50. That autopay is like the device protection becomes $3. So again, it's just wordplay, right? You can move that dollar amount around when you're talking about autopay and bundling. Saves you $8 per month. or $9 per month. I'm sorry, $5 on the rate plan, $4 on the in-store fee. So it could save you $9 per month. It can make your device protection $3. It can make device protection free. You can look it up that way because your in-store fee plus your $4 or your $4 in-store fee plus your $5 off your bill, that's $9. That's free device protection, right? So you can use your words however you want when you give your recommendation, but recommend. You're the expert. What you recommend they're going to go to. Why do I tell you you only need to focus on 4 phones? Because what you recommend they're going to go to. I recommend basically what you told me, the Samsung A15 because, right? They'll go where you steer them. And then upsell. Always bundle your prices. Like I said, if it's 2 lines, it's not 2 for $80, it's 2 for $96. Make sure you're doing device protection. We talked a little bit about the power words on there. We talked about the assumption close. Make sure if a customer wants something, assume they're going to want it. Tell them about it and put it on there for them, right? Not slamming, but assuming they're going to want it and then telling them that it's on there, right? And then shoot your shot. That's what it's all about. Add lines. It's all about conversion. Every customer you talk to is a chance to sell. So shoot your shot, ask the right questions. Family plan sales don't happen unless you're asking them for them. Device protection, you always want to have on every customer. The goal is to be above 80%. For multi-carrier doors, we see this number go down. For branded doors, they all hit 80. Why? It's just focus. It's not customers don't want it. It's focus. It's pitch. It's how you're pitching it, right? A branded store has the exact same offer as an authorized representative store or a multi-carrier store. Its branded stores are using the assumption close and they're putting it on there. They know that the customers come in the next month, they can drop that down to $250 and still have device protection, or they can remove it, but they can't add it later. So they make sure that customer wants it. Multi-carrier stores kind of look at it sometimes as we just want the lowest customer out the door. You don't want to look at it that way because the lowest customer out the door, we still want a low price, but you want that customer to stay. And having device protection on there means when that customer's phone breaks, they're not going to switch away. They're going to stay. They're going to be sticky. So I want to stay. I want to maximize my profits. My customers are going to have device protection. My store is going to be at 80% device protection attach rate. All right. Building business outside your 4 walls. Weather is getting nice, guys. Get outside your 4 walls, own your mile. This last week's training call, I think, was literally just on owning your mile. It's all dedicated to go to local businesses, bring flyers around your local businesses, talk to your customers about everything that they have going on. Look at customer appreciation days. So where are we at now? We just had St. Patrick's Day, right? So next we have Easter. So now next would be Easter. Cinco de Mayo. Mother's Day, Father's Day. All these things. There's always a reason to have an event. And plan your events around SSI days. So 1st and the 15th. Those are the big sales days for booths. If you have a tent, put a tent up. You can get tents for pretty cheap. They give great visibility. There's boost tents out there that you guys can order as well if you wanted to get a boost tent. Those are available for you. But just let customers know you have boosts, especially if you're a new store. Hey, we're local. We have boosts right now. We're doing a special offer for your employees. We're giving a free case with every activation. What do case cost you guys? $3, right? What are you making on an activation? Good amount of money. So give that $3 accessory away to customers to build your business. Customer appreciation with a free accessory with every activation, a free case with every activation rather, and build your business, right? Own your mile. Make your store a destination. Make customers want to see you. And when you see these stores, don't just see them once. Make it every month. Hey, we got a new offer for you guys this month. It can be a boost offer. We have iPhone 13s are free right now after bill credits. Whatever it is, go to these stores. Take some time to canvas your community and really own that mile. All right, guys. So we went an hour. We went 30 minutes long, but a lot of good stuff in there. I'll open up. Are there any questions you guys have at this time? Was there anything not covered that you guys want to see covered next time? Or anything that you wish we would have went more in depth on?
Promos on how to get rid of cheaper phones.
Promos on how to get rid of cheaper phones? What do you mean by that? Like
easier sales, like easier sell. Like I have A15s and Motos or whatever. But it's like I find it difficult with some of the customers, because you have to. I'm new. I'm getting back into Boost new, but
Yeah.
the ID thing and just if the system was a little bit easier, just to activate them like other companies were, like as far as like getting the customers, just getting handsets in customers' hands,
Yeah.
like a little bit easier on the cheaper handsets. 'Cause people have less money, so it's like I know you guys push iPhone 15s or whatever, but a lot of people don't have money, like a couple hundred. Maybe
Right.
they just have 80,
Yeah,
50
but
bucks, 60
Sal,
bucks.
I think we have right now some great offers, even you know, without ID as well, right? There are some great offers right now. I'm not sure if you see that flyer that I emailed you a couple days ago, but you know, we can definitely make that happen. And I'm happy to actually connect with you after this call and to kind of go over that process again. But you mentioned ID, right? So just gotta remember, right? That's the process that Boo's been using for the last 2 years or so. And quite honestly, right, this is something that you know, we all had to get used to. And you know, right now maybe this is that learning process for you too, right? So and I think you'll be fine, right? Because you know your customers, they love you, they trust you. As soon as you learn, you know, how to ask them for that ID, I think you'll be able to get these phones out very, very quickly.
Okay.
And I'll call you after
Appreciate-
this call.
All right.
That's good. And I'll work on that. I will. I'll put together some pictures with those low price phones, kind of like how I did iPhones with the Samsungs. That's a great idea. Any other requests or things you wish you would went more in depth on? All right. Well, hey guys, thanks so much for sticking with me. I really appreciate your time. Anything we can do to help, please let us know. And if there's any topic you guys need as a one-off, or if you need one-on-one training you want, let us know. We're happy to do that. Set it up with you guys. I can do one-on-one training with any of your doors. We do these big team trainings for everybody. But if you need one-on-one trainings, we can set something up. All you have to do is ask. All right. Thanks so much for your time, guys. Have a great one. We'll talk to you soon.